Mondays are healthy days on Studio 10, and today is no exception. AM 1250's Dr. Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition, takes us to the heart of the matter with more on keeping our cardiovascular system in shape. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm outstanding. How are you?
Great. Very important topic this morning.
Yeah, the heart, very important. It's kind of the engine.
Yeah, the heart is a powerfully phenomenal pump. It does extraordinary work, okay? It has this fatigue-proof muscle. It's wonderful. Pumps about 100,000 times a day. Pumps 2,000 gallons of blood throughout the vast circulatory system of the body. I mean, that's pretty remarkable, huh? I mean,
all day, every day.
All day, every day. It provides fresh, oxygenated blood to every cell, tissue, and organ of the body. And, I mean, my goodness. Given that, by the way, if you take the vascular system, the arteries, the capillaries, and the veins, string them out end to end, they extend 60,000 miles. That's twice around the planet. So you see how important it is then to keep the heart healthy.
That's a lot of frequent pumper miles.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Americans aren't doing a good job keeping the heart healthy.
Well, what kind of damage are Americans doing to themselves?
Well, we're suffering from what's called coronary heart disease. And since 1921, coronary heart disease has been the leading cause of death of Americans, okay? And there's a myth. Most people think, oh, that's a man's disease. It's both men and women, leading cause of death for both men and women. And every 60 seconds, someone experiences a cardiac event, usually a heart attack, and dies.
Every 60 seconds.
And sudden cardiac death, every 2 minutes, somebody has sudden cardiac death. That's equivalent. That's about 1,000 people a day. 2 jumbo jets crashing every day.
That's 60 during the course of this show. I hope it's none of our viewers.
Yeah.
They better start taking care of themselves, because
so it's a serious disease. And by the way, cardiovascular disease, which is a bunch of different diseases of the heart and vascular system, has been the #1 killer of Americans since 1900, except for 1918. What happened in 1918?
It was a plague.
There was, yes, a pandemic flu. Killed tens of millions of people.
So that was the only year they lost?
That's the only year, that's it. It's the only year it got trumped, yeah.
So what are we doing as Americans or as people that is so damaging to our cardiovascular system?
This is where the confusion is. And we're going to get to cholesterol in a second. But what causes cardiovascular or coronary heart disease is atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is an inflammatory disease that causes the accumulation of plaque. This begins...
Is that the hardening of the arteries we hear about?
Yes, it is. And it starts as early as even before 10 years of age. And you can see it as fatty streaks. They're soft fatty streaks. But through their childhood into teenage and then adulthood, and then it manifests itself in these horrible consequences, and people get very sick. And what triggers the inflammation? What triggers the inflammation is, if you think of the artery, maybe I use this, okay? This is the artery. Well, I'll use my hand, it's better. This is the artery. And inside the artery, through the cavity, this is called the lumen, all right? And inside that wall is the endothelium. Now, the endothelium is a natural barrier between the blood and the inner wall of the artery. If that endothelium gets damaged, all right, the immune system gets a signal that says repair. Now, if the endothelium is damaged, also now what's in the blood can leak into that inner wall. It's called the intima. And that now is a foreign substance. The immune system gets another signal that says, uh-oh, foreign invader. So the continual turning on of the immune system to repair this endothelium and to remove these foreign materials causes plaque. So in an ironic way, the immune system becomes implicated in the creation of atherosclerosis.
So as it tries to solve the problem, it paints another layer of sealant over the wall, makes another hole, another layer of sealant until it's closed.
Laying down layer of plaque after plaque. And what happens, what are the consequences? If the artery starts, as the plaque builds up, it starts to constrict. Eventually, it starts to really get closed down, and you can have a rupture in the endothelium of this fibrous, hard crust. It ruptures, and then what happens is a blood clot forms over it to repair it. Blood clot closes it off altogether. You get the cutting off of oxygen and nutrients to the heart. The heart starts to die. It's called a myocardial infarction, called a heart attack.
So before you know it, I can't breathe anymore. So what is causing, I got to ask you, what is causing this? You got diet, obviously, is a big factor.
What are the things that can damage endothelium? LDL cholesterol, fibrinogen, homocysteine, C-reactive protein, saturated and trans fats, high triglycerides.
Well, to the people at home, how are they going to get all these into their systems that they shouldn't be getting?
Well, what's interesting, cardiovascular disease or coronary heart disease is a multifactorial disease caused by many different kinds of factors. I wrote a series for 10 months on this topic. It's in my website, Healthy Hints. It's literally a manual on cardiovascular health. And I talk about these modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors and to look at them, but it's diet and lifestyle. A risk-prone diet and a risk-prone lifestyle. Diet, saturated trans fats, high refined carbohydrates, okay, and so on. Now, we got to do something about it, and I read my newsletters and you'll see I give these wonderful recommendations. But I brought along some tricks.
Well, let's go to the board.
Okay, and this is a way of helping people to do it in a way that, assuming that they're, doing their best with their diet but not getting it all done. I always start with my, as you notice, a little pattern here, multiple vitamin, fish oil, and the greens. By the way, this is a multiple by Vitamin Discount Center Life Essentials is wonderful. This keeps your nutritional status up. Now, high cholesterol, red yeast rice, statin drugs imitate what's going on with red yeast rice. When you take red yeast rice or any statin drug, you should take Q-absorbent coenzyme Q10 by Jarrow. Great product.
Okay.
One of my favorites. Fish oil, I can tell you, fish oil is the great modulator of inflammation. By the way, I would recommend that the audience listen to the segment or watch the segment last week when I talked about inflammation. Follow those recommendations too. But you can see Nordic Naturals, it's probably, in my opinion, one of the best fish oils on the market today. Fiber, my old friend fiber, great cholesterol modulator, keeps the insulin. By the way, excessive insulin can damage that epithelium also. And then do the fiber, 40 grams a day. And then over here, a bunch of antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, alpha lipoic acid. That's just to remind you to take your antioxidants. And then some herbs, Kyolic, plant sterols. And here's a wonderful formula. It's a blood sugar formula to keep the insulin levels down. And Vitamin Discount Center makes a great product. It's a cholesterol support. So at the end of the day, if you follow the recommendations I give in my newsletters on lifestyle and diet, take these kinds of supplements, you can do a lot to control the cholesterol levels and keep your heart nice and healthy.
Well, it would appear through all this that you're not only helping the heart, but each of these are the inflammation-reducing things that you've talked about for an overall healthy lifestyle.
Remember, that's the theme here. Inflammation is at the heart and center of chronic diseases, including coronary heart disease. And by the way, I'll be appearing live at the Vitamin Discount Center on Waters Avenue, and go to vdcusa.com to get the address, and 877-4494 is the phone number.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Okay, okay.
Let's Talk Nutrition is where they can hear you every day, weekday afternoons from 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 AM WHNZ, or at your website where they can find, I'm sure, the link to all of your newsletters on cardiovascular disease at letstalknutrition.com. And if they want to meet you and hear you today, coming up this afternoon, a live remote today from 2 to 3 p.m. at Vitamin Discount Center's Town and Country location.
Right.
6407 West Waters Avenue in Tampa. Watch and broadcast live, which is very exciting, by the way, and receive an exclusive money-saving offer. If you are present during this broadcast, you will receive one free health and nutrition book, and you can register to win special prizes, including a $50 Vitamin Discount Center gift card. That is huge.
Right.
Again, that is the Town and Country location, and if you have any questions at all, please call. Bring people. 813-887-4494. Again, that's 813-887-4494.
They can visit and bring their health and nutrition questions. I'll be there all afternoon. I love doing these remotes, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to meet the audience, so I invite them, the viewers, to come visit with me today.
Well, and these are this week's topics.
Oh, yeah, great topics.
Hugo Rivera was on our show, good friend of mine, and a great bodybuilder, a natural
terrific
health
guy.
Yeah, and Brenda Watson, Neil Levin, Stuart
Tomk. Right.
Yeah, going to buy a vowel. LetsTalkNutrition.com.
Right.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, this is great. I enjoy
hopefully
it.
our viewers will watch this segment and they will stay alive. It won't be one of them every 60 seconds.
Exactly.
Visit us online for all this information at studio10.tv or go to Dr. Garco's. I had a little.
It's hard to say that.
I need to clear out with some of this fish oil. Let's Talk Nutrition program. While you're there, download our coupon for 10% off any purchase at any Vitamin Discount Center. You can print it out and take it in and follow the instructions to shop online at vdcusa.com. The coupon, vdcusa.com. The coupon is good through the end of July. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good to see you.
And up next, more from experts on women's wellness, butterfly life. Stay with us.
This segment was paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition.